The moment the flight attendant politely asked Malcolm Hayes to stand up and leave his VIP seat, every pair of eyes in the first-class cabin turned toward him. His little daughter clutched his hand tighter, her smile disappearing as confusion filled her face. Across the aisle, an impatient millionaire in a tailored suit folded his arms with a smug grin, convinced money could buy anything, including someone else's seat. Malcolm lowered his head, refusing to argue. He had spent years teaching his daughter that dignity was worth more than pride. But no one on that aircraft could have imagined that just 5 minutes later, a chilling announcement would echo through the cabin, every passenger would be ordered off the plane immediately, and the truth behind Malcolm's quiet sacrifice would leave an entire airport speechless. Before we continue this unforgettable story, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who still believes kindness can change lives, and subscribe to Hardworking Dad if you believe in kindness and second chances. Your support helps bring more inspiring stories like this to people around the world. Morning sunlight streamed through the massive glass windows of Atlanta's International Airport, painting golden reflections across the polished floor. Travelers hurried toward departure gates, coffee cups in hand, while rolling suitcases echoed through the busy terminal. Among the crowds walked Malcolm Hayes, a 38-year-old single father whose tired eyes revealed years of sacrifice but whose gentle smile never failed to comfort his 8-year-old daughter, Amara. Life had not been generous to Malcolm. 3 years earlier, he had buried his wife after an unexpected illness changed everything in a matter of weeks. Overnight he had become both father and mother, balancing endless overtime shifts as a city bus mechanic with school lunches, homework, bedtime stories, and comforting hugs whenever Amara missed her mom. Every dollar mattered. Every decision required sacrifice. Yet despite the hardships, Malcolm never allowed bitterness to enter his home. Their tiny apartment was filled with laughter, handwritten notes of encouragement taped to the refrigerator, and dreams that somehow felt bigger than the walls surrounding them. This journey meant everything to them. Amara had been selected to receive a National Youth Innovation Award after designing an inexpensive water purification project for underserved communities. Her teachers had secretly nominated her, and a charitable foundation had covered their travel expenses. As an unexpected surprise, the foundation upgraded them to VIP seats so Amara could enjoy her very first flight in comfort before the award ceremony. Malcolm had never imagined sitting in first class. To him, the soft leather seats, warm greetings from the cabin crew, and peaceful atmosphere felt like stepping into a completely different world. Amara's eyes sparkled with excitement as she carefully buckled her seatbelt. She looked out the window, pointing at aircraft gliding across the bright runway under the clear blue sky. Malcolm watched her smile and silently thanked God that after years of hardship, his daughter could finally experience a day filled with joy instead of worry. Only minutes before boarding was complete, another passenger entered the cabin. His name was Preston Caldwell, a wealthy real estate investor whose expensive watch alone cost more than Malcolm earned in several months. Used to getting whatever he wanted, Preston frowned when he noticed his assigned seat was several rows behind the one Malcolm occupied. He immediately complained to airline staff, insisting there had been a mistake and demanding the better seat. The flight attendants remained polite while checking reservation records. Malcolm noticed the growing tension but continued helping Amara organize her small backpack filled with crayons, books, and snacks. He assumed the issue would soon be resolved. Instead, after several uncomfortable minutes, a supervisor quietly approached Malcolm with an apologetic expression. The supervisor explained that an unexpected system problem had caused confusion with seat assignments. Although Malcolm's boarding pass clearly showed the VIP seat, the airline requested that he temporarily move while they sorted everything out. Malcolm glanced at Amara, whose excitement slowly turned into disappointment. He knew arguing would only embarrass his daughter and create a scene. Taking a slow breath, he smiled gently, picked up their belongings, and thanked the crew despite the obvious unfairness. Around them, whispers spread through the cabin. Some passengers shook their heads. Others looked away, pretending not to notice. Preston settled into the luxurious seat with visible satisfaction, believing the matter had ended exactly as it should have. Malcolm and Amara had barely reached the front galley when the captain's calm voice suddenly filled the aircraft. His tone carried an urgency that immediately silenced every conversation. The aircraft would not be departing. Every passenger, without exception, was instructed to leave the plane immediately and return to the terminal for additional security screening. Confused murmurs spread throughout the cabin. Some people complained loudly about delays, while others anxiously checked their phones. Malcolm simply held Amara's hand and followed instructions. Outside the aircraft, security officers moved quickly but professionally. Specialized personnel surrounded the plane while airline executives rushed toward the gate. Within minutes, rumors began circulating among stranded travelers. Some suspected a mechanical problem. Others whispered about a possible security threat. Then the truth slowly emerged. During a routine verification conducted after the seating dispute, airport security had discovered that a sophisticated identity fraud scheme had been detected through an automated passenger screening system. One travel document connected to the VIP cabin required immediate investigation before takeoff. The document belonged not to Malcolm, but to Preston Caldwell. His expensive confidence disappeared instantly as federal officers requested additional identification. What had begun as a simple disagreement over a luxury seat suddenly transformed into a criminal investigation involving forged credentials and an international financial fraud case that authorities had been tracking for months. Passengers watched in stunned silence as Preston was escorted away. The same man who believed wealth placed him above everyone else now stood speechless while investigators carefully questioned him. An airline executive soon approached Malcolm with sincere regret. After reviewing every detail, the company admitted that Malcolm had never been at fault. His seat assignment had always been correct, and the request for him to move had been made under intense pressure rather than proper procedure. The executive apologized publicly before every passenger waiting at the gate. Many travelers who had witnessed the earlier incident felt ashamed for remaining silent. Several walked over to Malcolm, thanking him for handling such an unfair situation with remarkable grace. One elderly woman quietly admitted she had judged him without knowing his story and apologized through tears. Amara looked up at her father with pride shining in her eyes. In that moment she understood something no classroom could ever teach. Real strength wasn't about winning arguments or proving others wrong. It was about protecting your character even when the world treated you unfairly. News of the incident quickly spread throughout the terminal. A local journalist covering airport travel delays happened to witness Malcolm's public apology from the airline and interviewed several passengers. Before the afternoon ended, the story had reached thousands of people online. Instead of focusing on the wealthy passenger's downfall, people were inspired by Malcolm's humility, patience, and unwavering love for his daughter. The charitable foundation sponsoring Amara's award soon learned what had happened. Deeply moved, its directors arranged a private flight to ensure father and daughter arrived at the ceremony on time. When they landed later that afternoon beneath clear skies, they were welcomed not only as honored guests but as symbols of quiet courage. During the award ceremony, organizers surprised Malcolm with a Community Strength Award, recognizing the sacrifices he had made as a single father and the dignity he displayed under public pressure. The audience rose to its feet in a standing ovation that lasted several minutes. Malcolm fought back tears as he watched Amara proudly holding both her innovation trophy and her father's hand. He realized that life rarely rewarded people immediately. Sometimes kindness looked like defeat. Sometimes patience felt invisible. But character always revealed itself when the moment mattered most. If this story has touched your heart, please like this video, share it with family and friends, leave a heartfelt comment, and subscribe to Hardworking Dad so more inspiring stories can reach people who need hope. Special request: comment below with, "Kindness always wins," if you believe that true character is more valuable than wealth or status. As Malcolm and Amara walked into the warm afternoon sunlight together, they carried far more than awards or recognition. They carried proof that respect cannot be purchased, integrity never goes out of style, and the richest people in the world are often those whose hearts remain humble. Long after the headlines faded and the airport returned to normal, those who witnessed that unforgettable morning remembered one simple truth: a good father may not always receive the seat he deserves, but life has a remarkable way of giving honorable people something far greater than comfort. It gives them a legacy their children will proudly carry for generations.